live here in just a second. It says we're live. Welcome, 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 everybody. I just need to click a button over in my Facebook group here where we're going live there as well. All right, so we are good. Welcome to this awesome video I'm excited for. I have a special guest today. It's a speaker spotlight. So we decided to go live every single year in person. And this year we're speaking in Dallas, Texas. So I'm excited about that. And we decided recently, Paul's the co-founder of the company that I'm a part of. And we decided to just interview the speakers and grab some tips from them and get to know them a little bit better. And so this week, I'm excited to bring out Mr. Gio Gionta. He's going to be here with us. And so real quick, if you want to just come out real quick, Gio, and just tell people a little bit about you so they can get to know you a little bit. And then maybe I'll pick your brain on, because I know you're a marketing expert, and I just wanted to get some value from you today. So with that, Gio, just come out and just quickly intro yourself, and then we'll go from there.
So yeah, Mike, thanks for having me. And I basically got started in marketing about 9 years ago. I struggled through a lot of it. At the time I was going to college during the day and working in fast food at night. So I would go to college at like 8 a.m. in the morning, and then I would work. I would go to school, and then I would go to work in fast food at 5, and then I would work till 1 a.m. So I was doing a lot. I didn't have tons of time, and it was one of the nastiest things that I've ever did in life. Like it's a thankless job to where you do a lot for people, and you don't really see a lot of people appreciating you. And I grew up not having a lot of money, not having a lot of success around me. So when I found online marketing, it put me around people who were actually successful in doing the things that I wanted to do, because I had a pretty hard upbringing as far as my parents go and everything like that. And so I had to be around people who were successful. And when I first got started, I got started offline, right? So I got started in network marketing, and then I was doing everything that people told me to do, go out, talk to everybody, everything like that. I was getting a lot of people who were, just giving me a lot of rejection, right? And from there, I was like, how are people actually doing this, right? So I seen that a lot of people were using the internet to, get results. So I went onto YouTube. I was looking up, how to, build a business online, and I came across a YouTube marketer, and then I ended up, signing up for what they had. And then at the time, I got one phone call from the guy. He was like, "Hey, thanks for signing up. If there's anything you need, just, reach out." And then I never heard from him ever again, right? And then he created a system, how people say, well, you can have an automated system, just, plug in this system and you'll be able to get all these results. So he created a funnel for people on his team. But the way that the funnel was created was, you plug in all the links, and then he had like a training series. So the videos would go out on a training series every couple of days. It was like a 5-day series, and I didn't really like that because everybody was getting he was getting everybody's traffic and exposure, and it was taking the leads to his website. So he was getting all the exposure for people, using his funnel. So the first thing that I thought was, how am I going to actually, brand myself, because I'm using this guy's funnel and everybody was using it, right? So, and he's this big guy, so he was getting all the exposure. So when people say that they have, done for you funnels, everything like that, they're all using the same funnel, and it really just, irritated me. So I was trying to figure out solutions. And then when he left, I was like, okay, well, I already signed up for this opportunity. Now I have to get, now I have to get traffic, right? So that's a lot of people's problem, right? So then I was like, how am I going to get, traffic? So then I went back on YouTube and I was looking for ways to get traffic, right? And so I saw a lot of people saying, oh, okay, just, go and just send a bunch of traffic to a funnel and you'll get all these results. So, that's what I did. So I didn't have, tons of money at the time because I was in college. I was, working in fast food, but I had a lot of credit. So I was like, I got to build my business somehow, right? So how I started off was I would use, paid traffic. And then I was being consistent with it for like 2.5 years. I would make some sales, and then they would basically drop off, and I would be back at at square one, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, well, why aren't I getting these results that everybody's saying that I'll get? And it was because I didn't understand, whenever I had people come on, I didn't understand how to build a relationship and how to actually do marketing. I thought that you can just, automate the whole process to success, right? So I found myself $87,000 in debt, and I was like, okay, how am I going to get out of this, situation now? So then I was like, I can't do this on my own. I need to get, mentorship. And then so I hired a mentor, and then I started to learn, strategies to build online. And then, from that point on, I started to get some results. And at that time, I was pretty irritated because I joined, multiple different things. I got some results. I built up, teams. I've had like, you know, like around 75 people in one opportunity that they basically they were in, and then they just ended up quitting. And I'm like, okay, well, now I have to figure this all out again. So I was pretty frustrated. And about 3 years ago, um, I was I was introduced to this platform. And at the time, I didn't really want to join another opportunity, right? I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do any more marketing. I don't want to fail anymore. I want to get real results, but it's like I'm very overwhelmed, very stressed out. So I didn't want to look at anything else, but I heard your name, right? Because I already knew who you were, because at the time, you were part of an affiliate contest that a guy named Ray, he brought you into, and Justice, a guy named Justice, who I was helping in the back seat, back like in the back scenes of things. He pretty much I kind of had interactions with you around that time, so I kind of knew who you were. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a look at this, because I didn't have any other options, and I was all out of options. So that's when I signed up, and when I signed up and got started, it changed my life. Like it changed everything for me. Like the platform has actually helped me out so much. So that's how I actually got to this point now.
That's so cool. Yeah, and just so everyone knows, like, and I'm gonna bring this back, but we asked Gio to be a speaker at our next Freedom Fest, but I want to share just a quick little story about 2 Freedom Fests ago. And so we're going to be meeting up in Dallas, by the way. If you don't know, let me just put up this is actually what we're doing. We're doing a speaker spotlight. HBAFreedomFest.com. There is where you can get more information about the event. But here's what happened. Let me share my screen real quick. This was a couple Freedom Fests ago, and I remember giving Gio an award because he had been speaking up in our masterminds. He was going, like, he was really helpful in the Zooms and the masterminds. And Paul and I were sitting there and we were like, hey, who deserves a reward or an award at the event? And I remember calling, and I can't really show it too good on the screen here, but I just remember showing or calling Gio's name, and he started walking up on stage, and he had tears in his eyes. I started tearing up. I know my business partner Paul was tearing up, and it was just the coolest feeling to know that we had a cool community that Gio was a part of. And he probably didn't even really know much about our community up until that point. Like, he just came to the event, and then we rewarded him for serving the community without even telling him he was getting an award. He came up, he spoke, and we were all just like in tears from that experience. And I'll never forget that. I thought that was the coolest feeling, bringing Gio up. And now 2 years later, he's speaking at another event. I think we asked him to speak last year as well. So he's speaking at another event this year for us, and he's going to be sharing a lot of value. And I just think it's so cool. And by the way, if you're popping on here, type in where you're dialing in from. I want to see who's on with us. But anyway, Gio, so how was that experience, like, coming to the event that year? I remember that was something that I got a lot of value from, just seeing you there. So you want to share your experience from that?
I mean, that experience was something that you can't, put into words. Like, a lot of events that I've been to in the past, like, you go to, you don't really know anybody. It's all about the leadership there and how much money they're making and how many, products you have to buy. And if you don't make it there, then you won't make any money. That's what they tell you. And they make you feel bad for not attending, right? And it was nothing like that when I came to our event, right? And I came to the event because we see each other almost every day on live Zoom calls. And, the connection is just so strong that I've never had that kind of support anywhere in business at all. Like, people tell you that they give you support and people call it a family, right? But it's not truly a family, right? But this was different because this is truly like a family, and I could call it a family. And there's not too many things that I've been a part of that I could actually say is good. This is like the best thing that I've ever been a part of. And I don't think there's anything better out there. And when I came to this event, I was so excited. I wasn't expecting to get that award, right? But it just made me feel so good that I was actually seen and recognized. And, there's a lot of people that have been doing a lot more than me for many years. But, I was recognized for my accomplishments, whether they were big or small at the time, and there's no place that does that, right? And then we had a day of speaking that we did fun stuff. And I remember a couple people that came in from all the way from Belgium, right? And I got to actually meet them, and they were so cool to hang out with, and we did so much fun stuff. And I got to see people from all over the world, and we got to do things that I wouldn't typically have been able to do if I didn't come to the event. Like, we bent rebar with our neck, like, to overcome fears. We hiked up a mountain, and we got to see things from the top of a mountain, and we got to actually spend time together. We got to eat together, have breakfast together, have dinner together, right? And it's just like a really good experience. And it was like we weren't even, doing, business. We were there for business, but it wasn't really a business kind of, setting. It was kind of like a hangout and really get to know each other and help each other and you know figure out ways to do this together, right? To where it was like a community, a real family. Like, and I was like, wow, that's really amazing. So, yeah, it's really an experience. Like, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Awesome. Yeah, and welcome Duchesne from Jamaica. Awesome. Yeah, and if anyone else has any questions for Gio specifically, type it in right now while we got him on here. But yeah, let me pick your brain a little bit about marketing. I know you've been marketing a long time. You know what you're doing with paid and free strategies. And so in 2024, if you were to recommend, because I know you've been around marketing a long time, if you were to recommend maybe one or two strategies for someone to focus on, what would you say a brand new person should focus on in marketing nowadays?
All right. Well, for first and foremost, I would say, keep it simple, right? Whatever you do, keep it super simple. The more you try to be tech, the more you try to, complicate things, the more you have to worry about, and the more you have to try to figure out. So the simpler I make things, I find that it's a lot easier to get results. That's first and foremost, right? And then another thing is, building a brand, right? So, branding yourself, having authority online, knowing who your, ideal audience is, right? Because it's not to work with everybody, right? So you want to know who your core people are, and you don't just want to go out there, working with anybody and try to, get people in who really they're not a fit, right? And they're a fit when they have the core values and the core beliefs that you have, right? So if you're a part of something, you have to believe in it, right? And that's one of the main things. A lot of people just go out there and are like, what kind of opportunity can I do to make money? And then they're on to the next thing, right? So they don't really have any core foundation with whatever they're doing. And it's like they go from one thing to the next thing. And it's not possible to have, consistency and results if you're opportunity hopping. So that's really important, right? And then whenever you get those two things down, you have to, believe. So your mindset and your belief in what you have is important. And then you could go into the core concepts. So I really love Facebook. I use email with Facebook, and then I use video, right? So I keep it very, very simple. So I tell people, video is the number one way to build, rapport with people, right? And if you have an email list, some people on your email list, they might not actually know who you are because they might not have ever seen you. So by doing video and sending video to your email list, now it does two things. It builds instant rapport, so it helps people to, get to know, like, and trust you. And then from that point, it also helps your video to get, to get views. And when your video gets views, it helps it to rank in YouTube and potentially in Google, right? So then you get, views. And, so you're doing two things at one time when you send video to your email list. So I love to do that. And then I love to, connect with people on social media, on Facebook, to be exact, right? Because people come to your Facebook, profile to know, two things: who you are and how you can help them. So when they come to your Facebook profile, they want to know, who you are. And, basically it's kind of like a warm market because they already see you. They see what you post. They see what your core values and beliefs are. So, Facebook is like a warm market to me, right? So I love that. And those are the things that I use to, get results.
Yeah, I love that. And yes, we are live. So thanks for that comment, Minnie. So
Right.
yeah, if anyone has any other questions for Gio, let me know in the comments or anything you want us to talk about. But yeah, I love one thing that I just want to point out. So there's a lot of people doing email marketing, solo ads, particularly where they'll buy traffic from a vendor and then hope and pray that they make sales. But one thing I really love about your strategy is you send videos that you create on YouTube to your email list from those leads. And I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about that. So why do you think that's important to send video to your solo ad leads or the bot traffic leads? Why do you think that's important?
I mean, it's important because everything you do in marketing is branding and it's building relationships, is getting to know people and getting to know what they need, right? So if a lot of people are sending out emails and they don't do a video, then you have a lot of people that, you know, they're getting a lot of emails and they're not seeing who these people are. So basically, they're just somebody in the inbox who sees an email with a bunch of text and it has no meaning to them, right? But when they see you on video, it creates a face. It creates, you could actually match who it is that's sending you that email. So it's like you actually know who it is, and it builds a more intimate, kind of relationship with somebody, as opposed to not having the video, and you're just somebody in inbox who gets lost amongst everybody else doing the same thing. So it makes you stand out from everybody else that's doing email marketing.
Yeah, that's super key, guys. I hope you took notes on that. Anyone in here who's doing paid traffic, if you want that, and this is actually kind of a thing I've noticed in this industry. Like a lot of people, they want to do as little work as possible. And so they'll just buy clicks and hope and pray that it converts. Well, if you put a little bit extra work in there, like Geo does, create a video and send that to your email list, that's how you're going to make more money. So I really love that strategy for you, Geo, from you that I heard you say. So with that, I do want to transition into, because we're coming up on the half hour mark, which is kind of where I want to keep these interviews. And so with Freedom Fest coming up, you're one of the speakers, and I was just curious, and if you want to give anyone a teaser or something that you're going to share with people at the event and why they may want to show up to learn that.
So yeah, I'm going to share one of my key strategies, and it's basically, how to connect with people, how to build relationships with people. It's one of the strategies that have changed everything for me, from not getting any results to getting results, right, and getting a substantial amount of results too. So connecting with people, people talk about it, right? But actually knowing what to say, how to say it, in framing of words. That's what I really want to talk about, this year, because a lot of people say, "Oh, connect with people on Facebook," but they don't know exactly what to say. So, if I can make it a lot more, simpler for people to talk to people and just understand their audience, that's really what I want to do, right? So I thought about it a lot, and I'm still getting together everything that I want to say, but basically it's going to be word framing and how to talk to people, how to communicate with people, and build a relationship with them, right? Because I think that's very important, and you can use that no matter what kind of opportunity you're in, or what kind of business you're building.
I love that. Yeah, and those are simple things that any of you can do for any business that you're in. And just keep in mind, this event is actually sponsored by our parent company, Home Business Academy, but we are actually not requiring you to be a part of the company to be there. So hbafreedomfest.com, you can show up even if you're not a part of our organization and get the value from the different speakers, including Gio. He's going to be there. And so I'm super excited about that. And also, if you can't make it last minute, just know that your ticket covers everything. It covers if you want to show up live. It covers live stream if you want to watch it from home, and it also covers the recordings. So there's no excuse on missing this event. You literally can view it any way that you want, or however you want to view the content. And one last thing on the event is it's nonprofit. So we're not in this to make a profit. We are literally covering the expenses of the event, and everything above and beyond expenses goes to Feed My Starving Children. And we usually donate thousands and thousands of meals every single year. So this is going to be a great event for all around for everybody. You're not only going to get value from people like Gio and other speakers, but you're going to also feed hungry kids at the same time. So with that, is there anything else you want to share with the audience here and everybody watching before we call this a wrap, Gio?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I love meeting people. So it's going to be an amazing experience. And this year going forward, if you're looking for a home and you're looking for a place to, build something that's going to last long term and not just opportunity hop, I'd highly suggest, getting in and reaching out. Being part of this community is really a life-changing experience, right? And it's a real family. So if you've been looking for that support, if you've been struggling like I was, definitely, come in and put your all into this, because it's gonna change your life. If you plug in and do everything that we do on a daily basis. And if you get stuck, the good thing is we're here to help, right? So it's really amazing for anybody who is just getting started or who has been marketing for a while. And I'm really happy to be a part of this community, because it's really something that I can't even express in words. I can't even say enough good things about it, right? So I'm very thankful to be here, and I really appreciate the interview, Mike. And it's really been amazing, and I look forward to giving a lot more value in the future.
So cool. Thank you so much. And yeah, so if you go over to the website, hbafreedomfest.com, this is what you'll see. You can watch this video here. You can read through the page, the events, when it is, the different speakers that we'll be having there. You can go ahead and read through those and get all the information you need right there. So anyway, thank you again. Hey, Lori Sue, good to see you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in Dallas. Lori Sue is also one that comes to all the events. So I love seeing her there. And yeah, so with that, thank you so much, Gio, for sharing your value today with everybody. And I look forward to seeing everybody at the event if you want to show up, or on live stream. We actually bring out our live stream guests on the screen every now and then as well. So you'll feel a part of the event if you're even on the live stream. So with that, make it a great day, everybody. And we'll see
All right.
you in Dallas.